These are the Tancreds of Ipswich. This is the story of a family of throwers. This is Bill Tancred, the star of the family, and at 16 stone 4 pounds, the heaviest. Bill is, like all the Tancreds, a great all-rounder, and can throw anything he can lay his hands on. Though he made no great national impact as a junior athlete, he has been nationally ranked in all 4 throwing events. Training is no problem for Bill, as he is employed as a physical training instructor at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. These days, he throws the javelin only for light recreation, but he is only a few inches away from Britain's top shot putters, and is not far off a position in the British team in this event. Bill's first love is, however, discus, and here he shows the technique which brought him a UK national record of 187 feet, 10 inches. Bill's aim is to give the discus maximum release velocity. Although the discus is basically a rotational event, he runs across the 8-foot, 2.5-inch diameter circle, trailing the discus well behind. His aim is to secure a powerful throwing position at the front of the circle, with the shoulders well behind the hips. When he reaches his throwing position, he unwinds powerfully, first with the legs and trunk, and at the very last with a long, loose arm. 23-year-old Jeff Tancred is a hammer thrower. Hammer throwing is a world of giants weighing up to 18 stone. Jeff, at 12 stone 7 pounds, is a relative lightweight. He is, however, a lightweight of some substance and has thrown over 184 feet. His aim is to accelerate the hammer by spinning across a 7-foot diameter circle with long, straight arms, all the while balancing the massive pull of the hammer with his body weight. The hammer thrower must combine the strength of a weightlifter with the footwork of a ballroom dancer. Peter Tancred, although only 18, has already caused ripples of unease amongst Britain's senior discus throwers by throwing over 175 feet. The most explosive of the Tancreds, he is already ranked amongst the top junior throwers in Europe and the world. Peter is also a top-class shot putter. His aim in shot is to apply force to the 12-pound ball over the maximum possible range. To do this, he faces away from his line of direction, settles, then drives his body towards the front of the circle. There, he lifts the shot explosively over the top of his left foot. The 12-pound ball lands almost 60 feet away, as if shot from a cannon. This is Tancred Sr. At 51, Adrian Tancred is fitter than most men half his age. He still makes the top 100 in the national ranking in discus and hammer and can throw the 800-gram spear to respectable distances. It is difficult to explain the thrill of throwing a javelin well. The spear flies away like a bird in flight, hangs for a moment as if suspended, then plummets to stab the ground. An American coach once said, "You've got to throw your heart out there first, and then throw the javelin after it." Adrian Tancred is at the heart of the success of the Tancred family. Many people, looking at the standards of performance that your family has attained, would like to think that tremendous pressures were placed upon your children when they were young. What sort of pressures did in fact exist?
Well, I myself was very, very keen as a sportsman in all forms of sports, and I think I did use that as an as incentive to the members of my family, my 3 boys and my other daughter.
Looking to Bill, did you feel that you were leading an unusual childhood, Bill?
Yes, I did at first. I think my father sort of press-ganged me into it. But looking back now, I'm glad he did, because there's a lot of benefits getting out from it.
Going back to you, Adrian, the number of active athletes in Suffolk is extremely low, possibly not more than a dozen active field events athletes in training. What reasons do you feel produce this relatively pessimistic situation?
Well, I personally think it's because of the facilities, which are very inadequate in this area. I mean, most grounds, if you want to throw any missiles around, such as shots and hammers, well, you've always got the groundsman who will complain, and complain bitterly of the destruction that you've done to his turf.
Yes, well, the hammer does tend to be
Yes.
destructive, almost as if it's a battlefield, really, at the end of,
Yes.
end of a session. Bill, have you found real problems simply because you're a hindrance to groundsmen?
Yes, I have, but I think people have been very helpful to me, yeah. But I would say the facilities are really bad. This is why throwers find it really hard.
You're lifting hundreds of tons of weight every week overhead, and you're throwing possibly thousands of times. What do you feel you get out of this? Because to most people, this is very strange.
True, it may be to most people, but we ourselves, as field event men, we get the satisfaction of fitness, of building up confidence, and when you're confident, you can face anyone, any eventuality that might arise in the way of fisticuffs, you're there to meet it. And it keeps you much younger also.